welcome to our
Vlog!
our very first vlog. Woohoo, right? So, Ella and I are kind of what?
Scared.
Scared, maybe a little bit scared. Maybe nervous is a better word, you know, talking in front of a camera. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So usually we do, you know, videos, maybe it's like on Snapchat or something with a funny filter for a little bit, but never something like this. So I just thought it would be super fun, obviously being pregnant with twins, and just our life in general is kind of crazy. So I just thought this would be kind of fun. So obviously this is, I'm obviously Zoe, I'm the mom. And then this is Cody and I's first child, Ella, and she's how old?
4.
She's 4, and she's gonna start what soon?
New school.
A new school
Bye,
soon.
Mama.
By her mom, so she's really excited. So I actually work at a school over in Berrien Springs for the time being. I was a 5th grade teacher in Benton Harbor at a charter school, and then when we found out that we were having twins, we decided that it probably wasn't the best fit. You know, obviously,
not in teacher again.
obviously being a teacher is very stressful, and you're on your feet all day, and I could name off a million other things. So I left and I went to, like I said, a different school. Cody has a landscaping business that he does. So if you need some landscape and stuff, some retaining walls, snow plowing, call him. He's a good person. Anything you want to tell them about you? What?
Like a braid right here.
She has a braid in her hair. So right now we're just sitting in our kitchen with our phone propped up behind a cup and a lamp thing. And so we're getting a camera. We just decided that since I'm off work right now, that maybe it would be a good idea to do our first video now since I go back to work. Okay, Ella. Since we go back to work on Monday, and obviously, you know, I work all day. So stop shaking the table. So obviously I already told you guys a little bit about what Cody and I do, and then as soon as the babies come out, which will be...
You don't need to go to work.
Yep, so the babies will come out between May and June, when we can get into that obviously a little bit more later, and then I won't work after that. So I'm taking, and Ella's excited about that, taking the last couple months of work in stride and getting all the adult conversations that I can right now. So we already told them how old you were, right?
4.
So she's obviously at 4. So Cody and I are obviously together. We started dating, I was 16 and he just had turned 17, like literally like 3 days prior to him asking me to be his girlfriend and stuff. We were high school sweethearts, and then our senior year in January, so we've already been dating for like over a year. Stop. For a minute. We found out that we were having Ella. I had just turned 18, and we were graduating in that following May. So we only had a couple more months of high school, and so obviously we have Ella, and it was the best decision ever. Our parents were super supportive. Obviously mine were a little bit upset. Cody's were very supportive right off the bat. And I mean, who's not going to be a little upset when their 18-year-old daughter comes home and says that she's having a baby? But it obviously worked out, and we're healthy and happy, and that's all that matters. And then obviously after we graduated high school, Cody's parents were so gracious to give us a house that they had rented out to different people. And so we currently still live here. It's in Eau Claire. It's just a super cute single family home, 2-bedroom. And so obviously we will need to be moving here soon. But we just love this house, and I'll be sad to see it go one day. But we obviously need something bigger with 2 more kids coming. So Cody and I have been together ever since. We have had a couple rough patches where we've decided to take a break from each other. Because this year we'll be together for 7 years. So we've been together a really long time. And that's fine. Obviously, everything that's supposed to be is, and we come back to each other and we come back better and stronger, and that's all that matters. So it was good for us. And then, yeah, so let's get into the baby journey, should we, Ella? Okay, so it was Cody and I took a vacation. Cody and I are up north junkies. We love to go up north and hike and sightsee and do all kinds of fun stuff up north.
Mama, can I say one?
Yeah.
So we have 2 babies in Mom's tummy, and we are doing a food video and a man's Taiwan and a baby chill.
Okay. So back to what I was saying. Cody and I left to go up north, and we went up to Mackinac City obviously a couple months ago. And we talked about obviously having another kid up there. She turned 4 in October. So we knew that if we were to have another baby here soon, that obviously she would be close to turning 5. And we for sure didn't want our kids to be apart more than 5 years, because that's a lot. Originally, if we would have just stuck with Ella, we would have had her being 18, we would have been like 38 years old, and we could be living life. So we decided that obviously we don't want to have a huge gap where we have, a 12-year-old and a 3-year-old and have that huge span between them. So we decided when we're up north that we were gonna try to have another baby. And so obviously we got to work, and with the same month that we started trying, luckily we were able to have a baby. So it was obviously, I know everyone doesn't have it that easy. We did, fortunately. So we got pregnant right away, and we were so excited. I got home from work one day, and I was like feeling off, and obviously I've been pregnant before with Ella, so I kind of knew what to expect. And I was like, well, I'll take a pregnancy test, and definitely didn't expect to be pregnant right off the bat, considering that we just started trying to have a baby. And sure enough, it came up positive, and hang on, Sissy, and immediately FaceTimed Cody, and we were both over the moon about it, and it was great, hunky-dory awesomeness. And then we went to our first appointment.
Mom,
yes.
Can I say something?
What?
The blog.
Yes, hurry up.
So my mommy has to throw up, and
Okay, so no, we're not saying that. So, are you gonna be quiet up here? Okay. So it was all great. We made our first appointment to get everything checked out. Obviously, the first appointment's super not fun because you just pee in a cup and you go over health stuff. And I already obviously knew that because of Ella. And so our appointment was on a Tuesday. I was gonna be I was like 8 weeks and like 5 days. And I was at work on that Friday, and I turned just 8 weeks, like literally that day. And I went to the restroom and I was spotting, and that obviously freaked me out a ton because that didn't happen with her. And so I immediately called the hospital, and luckily my school at that time had half days, and so we were able to leave at 1:30. So I just made the best out of what I had left of school. And okay, quit please. And I got home, and they just kind of said like, rest. If you are gonna miscarry or something like that, then it's just gonna happen. So I just prayed and relaxed like the whole weekend. and we went to our OB appointment on that Tuesday, and they weren't going to give me anything. I begged them and pleaded them like, hey, obviously I've had a baby already and I'm spotting, which isn't super obviously normal. I know some people obviously do spot, and it is what it is, but I didn't want that. You're gonna make the phone fall, stop. So finally, after crying in the OB's office, my actual doctor, OB doctor, came in, and thank God for her, and she said, we don't have an ultrasound tech right now at our OB at our facility, but you know, we can order you one so you're able to go somewhere else. And so luckily that same day we had this huge snowfall here in Michigan, and we actually had a snow day. So I had the whole day to myself pretty much. So I walked out of the OB office and immediately called to schedule my ultrasound, because obviously I was nervous the whole time, that whole day and that whole weekend. I was just praying so much that like the baby was fine, because obviously we tried to have this baby and we really wanted this baby. So I'm gonna move this some. So sorry. So we keep saying so. So they had one in St. Joe, and Cody, like I said, Cody does snow plowing. So he wasn't even able to go with me to my ultrasound, or to that initial appointment that day, because he was snow plowing. And so it was just Ella and I, and we left our appointment like 10 o'clock that morning, and I called and they said, hey, we have an opening at noon in St. Joe. So please quit. So we went and got breakfast to kill time, and then we went to St. Joe, and I was just literally praying the whole time going to the hospital. You are going, Susie, stop. If you want to play with magnet tiles, go to the living room, okay? Sorry. So I was just praying the whole time going to the hospital, like, please, Lord, like, please just let this baby be okay. You know, we really want this baby. So we go to the St. Joe, and I'm still spotting, and they call us back, and like I said, Cody's not with us, it's just Ella and I get up onto the ultrasound table. Ella's like sitting back, because she kind of knew that we were having a baby, but in case something went left, I didn't want obviously to be talked about to anybody, because at this point no one knew besides a couple of my girlfriends. And Cody. That was it. Our parents didn't know, no one knew, obviously, because we're having issues. We didn't want to spread the news, and then obviously something unfortunate happened. So I said stop. I said stop. Okay, then go in the living room. Okay, stop. Last chance. Stop. So again, sorry. So I was laying on the ultrasound table, and the ultrasound machine was to my right. And I wasn't even looking at the machine. I was just kind of looking up at the ceiling, and I just had like a really bad feeling. And I look over for a quick second as she's looking through, you know, my stomach or my uterus or whatever, and she's like, and I see a little sac. And so I said to her, I said, okay, so there is something there, there was something there. And then she scooted over a little bit to the left, and she's like, oh, yep, there's a baby. It looks great. The heartbeats, you know, you can obviously see the heart beating on the screen. So I took like a huge sigh of relief, thanked the Lord above, and it was just so, I was able to breathe for like the first time in like 5 days, because like I said, I definitely didn't expect to see anything in there. And so then she's like, well, let's just do a roommate check and, you know, look up and down. And she already knew, but I didn't. And so she scooted over a little bit more to the left, and she said, yep, that's what I thought. There's another baby. And I literally said, are you freaking kidding me? And I might have not said freaking. I might have said the other word, but oh my God, I was laying there after literally thinking the whole time that there was going to be nothing for me to see. And then, you know, taking a sigh of relief that there is a baby, and then getting hit with, oh my God, there's twins. And I'm like, oh my God, right? So, craziness. And like I said, the whole time that we were at the hospital, Cody wasn't there, right? So Cody's at home. It was just you and I. So Ella walks over. As I'm sitting there, still, like, I could literally see like light in my eyes that I was literally freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, there's two. Like I said, we have a 2-bedroom house. Like, we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to, like, am I gonna have to get a minivan? Because I'm not doing a minivan. You know, like, oh, there's just so many things running through my head. And then finally it hits me, it's like, we haven't even told our parents yet. And then it hits me again that I haven't even told, like, Cody's not here. So we leave. Both babies are great. The heartbeats are 170 and 174. Like I said, I was like 8 weeks and 4 days at this point. So I was still little. It was just 2 months along, right? So it was crazy. So we get out of the hospital. I have a couple ultrasound pictures that they printed out for us. And hey, and I FaceTime my cousin Riley. And I'm like, oh my God, you're not gonna believe this. And she's like half asleep, and I showed her the ultrasound, and she like starts laughing. She's like, oh my gosh, there's twins. And I was like, oh my, like, how are you laughing? I'm literally like freaking out, like I'm shaking. How am I gonna be able to carry them? All this stuff. And then as I'm on FaceTime with my cousin, Ella's in the back saying, Mom, I have an idea. And I was like, okay, what? And she said, well, I know how you can carry them. I can carry one and feed it, and you can carry one and feed it. And her little just like lightning joke made me realize that the situation was going to be fine. And so then I hung up with her and called my other girlfriend, Kale, and told her, and then obviously went home and told Cody. So Cody had just gotten home, and I was kind of hoping that when I turned on the street, I didn't see his truck because, like I said, he had been plowing. But he was there, and so I walk inside, and I laugh at like everything. So if I'm nervous or I'm mad or anything, I'm literally laughing. I like to laugh too, and so I walk in, and I have the ultrasound pictures folded because they were on big printer paper, and I'll show you that in a second too. And I walk in, and Cody's half asleep on the recliner, and I'm like, guess what? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, there's two. And he's like, two what? And I said, 2 babies. There's 2 babies. And I'm like nervously laughing, you know, and he's like, no way. There's no way there's 2 babies. And I was like, oh yeah. So I showed him. And then obviously he was like, took a deep breath, and both of us were like super excited. I think we gave each other a hug, and we were just over the moon. Because like I said, the whole weekend I just was so nervous that there was going to be no baby. And obviously I expressed that with him, and so we were so happy. So we were within like 3 minutes of, you know, getting the scaredness out of the way of going from 1 kid to 3 kids. We were over the moon and super excited. So then it was to tell my mom, right? So I go to my mom's house, and she doesn't even know that I have a snow day at this point, which is crazy because her own kids are at home. So I go to my mom's house, and I told my sister Piper, I said, hey Piper, go get Mom. She was out at my stepdad's a butcher, so she was out there. And I said, go get Mom and tell her I need her for a second. And of course my sister's like, oh, okay, you know, like something's wrong. She knows it. So she goes out to my mom, and Mom comes in, she's like, yeah, why are you not at work? Or why are you not in your work clothes? Because I was a teacher, so at this point I had like sweatpants and Uggs and like baggy or like leggings on, so I definitely wasn't in professional attire. And I was like, oh, we have, sorry, my phone just reminded me I'm at 20%. So I was like, oh, we had a snow day, but I have something to tell you. And she immediately goes, well, is Ella okay? Because I didn't have Ella, she was with Cody. And I was like, yeah, she's fine, but I'm having a baby. Don't kick my booty. And I didn't say booty, I think I said the other word. But we're having a baby. And she was like, oh my gosh, immediately was just over the moon. And then I flip, so these are ultrasounds, so I have these just sitting on the table like this, and I go to show her, and I said, but there's actually 2 babies, and I show her the ultrasound. Obviously you can see it, baby B, baby A, and she just starts bawling. She is so excited. My sister was right there, my little brother Thomas, who was 7 at the time, he's 8 now. They were just like, oh my gosh, crazy. My little brother T, he goes, well, I'll be Uncle T times 3. So thank goodness my mom was super excited, obviously, to have 2 more grandkids to call her Gigi, and twins. So my Aunt Jamie, she has twins, and then and my dad's mom is a twin, and her parents are twin, or have twin, or is a twin, sorry. So someone was destined to get the twins, but I definitely didn't think that it was gonna be me, literally the smallest person in the entire family. I'm literally like just 5 foot tall, and everyone else in my family is well above like 5'8", like everyone. My little brother is taller than I am. So she was just shocked. And so then later that day, I actually had got, please stop. I actually had got Sandy, which is Cody's mom, a shirt. Ella calls her Nana. So I got her a shirt previously, before any of the issues started, off Etsy, that said, it was just a gray t-shirt, and it said Nana squared, because obviously Ella and then the other baby. But then we found out we were having twins. So we went to the pizza shop, and Sandy had given me a Sailor shirt, and I said, well, we actually have a shirt for you too, and we get stuff, you know, we switch, we give stuff a lot, but she does and we do, so it wasn't uncommon for us to hand something over to her. And she said, oh my gosh, is this what I think it is? And like I said, it said Nana squared on it. We'll had the 2. And then I was like, yeah, we know we're having a baby. And then Cody goes, oh, well, that's not it. And then pulls out this secret piece of printer paper that shocks everyone. And he goes, we're having 2 babies. And his sisters, Zoe and Gary, which is Cody's dad, and Sandy, they just kind of look at us and they're like, what? You're having twins? And it was crazy. And the news spread out throughout the pizza shop, and then everyone knew. So it was super exciting, and they were obviously over the moon about it. Sandy loves
babies.
Me. I know that. Shout out Sandy. Best mother-in-law ever. But she loves my kids, and she is the best Nana, and my mom is the best Gigi to Ella. So they're just the greatest. And then next was my dad. So when I had to tell my dad that I was pregnant with Ella, I literally texted him at school, and he was so upset with me because, I mean, I was, yep, you're Grampy. I was obviously 18, his little girl, you know, I was supposed to go do bunches of stuff in life, and he obviously didn't want that life for me, but obviously now it's worked out and he's fine and he's happy. But I had like PTSD from telling him, you know, so I was kind of nervous, not for any reason. Obviously I'm an adult and Cody and I can do what we want. So I had parent-teacher conferences that day at school, and he came and picked up Ella from Cody. And Cody told Ella, hey, don't tell Grampy about mommy's babies yet, because we're gonna tell him when he drops you off. And so Ella was like, okay, you know. And so I get home from school, and my dad drops off Ella. And Cody was like looking at me like, okay, tell him. And I'm like, I don't want to tell him yet. You know, just because it's my dad, and I said, I'm his little girl, and I don't know, it's weird. So it's not weird, but you know, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. So, you know, telling your dad you're having babies. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Bless you. So Ella or Cody just keeps looking at me, and I'm like, no. And finally, Cody, my dad, literally walking out of our house. My dad goes, hey, Jason, which is my dad. He's like, Zoe might have to tell you something. And my dad immediately turns around and he goes, oh, yeah, I think Ella might have said something to me, but she said that she didn't want to get in trouble. And I was like nervously laughing, because like I said, I laugh at literally everything. And I go, well, we're having a baby. And my daddy goes, oh, that's what Ella said. And then I said, yeah, but we're actually having twins. And he just looks at me and he goes, Oh, well, she didn't say that, but that's crazy.
Yes, I did.
You told Grampy that we were having 2 babies? Oh, well, he did tell me he didn't say that. I'm going to keep moving this. It looks crazy. So I show him the ultrasound, this, great piece of paper where it shows the 2 babies. And he's like, how did that happen? Obviously, we know how babies are made. But I'm like, well, you can, first you can blame yourself because you passed that down to me because Granny is a twin. And you can blame your mom, and just jokingly saying that. 'Cause like I said, we're super blessed that we're having 2 babies. So yeah, and then ever since then, it's just been, everyone has been so supportive and so happy for us. And we're just so lucky to do this. Babies are obviously sent from heaven, and I love being a mom. I love it. So we're very excited, and Cody has been gone all day, and he'll be in our next vlog. But yeah, so I don't know what else should I say. Trying to think. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
Well, Mommy has something.
Okay, she doesn't know.
Well,
So then, obviously, we go to church and stuff, and so, Ella, stop, please. And so we went to church, and news started spreading through the church, and everyone was congratulating us. Cody's sisters are over the moon. I'm the only one in my. Please quit because that's gonna make it loud on the camera. I have 2 older siblings above me and then 3 younger ones, and I'm the only one that has children. And then Cody has 2 sisters, and which are younger than him, and they don't have children yet. So we're the only ones producing babies, which is fine. So Ella is extremely spoiled for my mom and Sandy. And my dad, especially my dad. My dad just loves Ella so much. I mean, they all love Ella so much, but my dad just loves Ella so much. And these babies are going to be loved so much. And we love these babies so much already. And I'll show you a new ultrasound. So I'm high risk because I had preeclampsia with Ella, and I had a C-section. And I'm going to talk about that in a different video. But we just went to this twin specialist yesterday. We actually got to see these little stinkers again, and they're getting so big. So right now I'll be 16 weeks on Friday, so getting close to that 4-month line, and we're doing great. Oh, and let me back it up. The reason that I was spotting is because obviously I was having twins. There was so much hormones pumping through my uterus and pumping through my cervix and just pumping through me in general that my body was like, whoa, what's going on, girl? So that's why it was happening. So thankfully, it was figured out and the babies were fine, and so that was relieving to me. So I'll show you the ultrasound from yesterday, and then I think we can wrap this video up for today. We are going to keep doing videos, and I'll bring Cody in to do a video too, and eventually he's pretty busy. But so as of right now, we don't know the genders of them. We should hopefully be finding out here soon, which is obviously super exciting because we're gonna do a gender reveal party. We hopefully at least one boy. We want at least one boy so bad, but obviously healthy over everything is what we really want. And they look great so far, so I'm not worried about that. But obviously prayers for us, safe babies, healthy babies, and me staying healthy obviously are top priority right now. So this is baby A. So cute right now. That's obviously the head over there, and then obviously the body. They were moving so much yesterday that we actually have to go back to the specialist in a couple weeks because we weren't able to get everything that they were looking for. So they look for like obviously the heart stuff and brain stuff and all kinds of stuff. And they were measuring great, and everything that they were able to see is normal. So I have faith and them being great. So like I said, that was baby A, and they're actually laying like this right now. So if you were looking at my stomach, baby A is at the bottom laying, so head this way, feet this way. So head to one hip and feet to my other hip. And then baby B is laying parallel on top of baby A, head over here and feet on this side. So they're head to feet and feet to head right now. So, which is crazy. And they're laying like this. So it doesn't give me tons of room, but it's okay. So you can, good job. So then this is baby, oh wait, can I do that? Yeah, that's baby A who's laying the lowest, closest to the bottom. And then baby B is this little munchkin right here. And obviously this is, like I said, baby B. And it's so cute, and that's his head. And you can see its spine, and I think that's a foot over there. Yesterday, their heartbeats were 141 and 138. We go to the OB every 2 weeks because I'm high risk, obviously because I'm having twins, and luckily we get to have an ultrasound every single time we go because you can't really distinguish whose heartbeat is whose heartbeat through a Doppler. So we're just so blessed this time having these babies because we're just so lucky. And so what was I gonna say? So 2 weeks ago, their heartbeats were in the 150s, and then they just kind of keep dropping, which is obviously healthy. Which is, well, I would like that they're fine. Anything between I think it's 120 and 190 or 188, I think, is a good heartbeat. So I'll take whatever it is. But crossing our fingers, hopefully, that because they're in the 130s, hopefully they're boys. But like I said, we will take anything, you know, obviously healthy is what we want. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep making more videos. Mom, and subscribe, right? Subscribe. Say it up so we can see your pretty face. Subscribe to our channel, the Jenkins family. Our Instagrams are below if you want to, oh my goodness, shout out Rosa for my eyelashes. If you want to follow us on Instagram or on Facebook, or obviously, yes, give me 1 second. And subscribe to our channel. Yeah, go ahead. What do you want to say? Make sure you see your face. So thank you for watching our what? Our vlog. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.